champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always. We get ready to do this thing. It's a new year, man. I want to welcome everybody inside the Hall of Fame. This year, I'm getting you champagne wishes, getting you bubbly and caviar dreams, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be, you look here, 2024 is going to be the greatest of all times, as far as I'm concerned. Brad, how you feel, man?
Hey, Happy New Year, Book. I'm right behind you, man. It's, we're 4 days in, which means we are 9 days away from the first reality wrestling show of the new year, and I cannot wait for it. Sold out. We're going to make more room. You know what I mean?
Already sold out. We already put some extra seating out, general admission, so guys, go online right now. Go to realitywrestling.com. Do it now. I do it for you. It's only about, I don't know. I think we put 40 seats out. I think we got like 30 left. So we just did that yesterday. So guys, get your ticket, man, because they're going fast. They're going like hotcakes, man, because this here is the beginning of something special, the return of Roxanne Perez. We call her Roxy down here in Texas. You know what I mean? This is a Texas thing. That's something different. They call her Roxy on that side. They call her Roxanne on that side. On this side, we call her Roxy. Oh, yes, man, making her return to take on Meal Friday for the interim Reality of Wrestling Diamonds Championship. Oh my goodness. And like you say, Brad, that's the thing that we always used to say in the business, Madison Square Garden sold out. Oh yeah. That's the thing right there. I love it, man. I love it. And it's official. It's official now. It's official. I can say this too. You guys will be welcomed to the all new, brand new Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
the name of a spot. Walker, Texas Lawyer, somebody that's been real near and dear to the Reality of Wrestling family, as well as just been a good friend of mine. He has blessed Reality of Wrestling to now be the name of the home of Reality of Wrestling now is Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. So guys, don't get sued. If you need to sue somebody, call Walker and he'll hook you up.
Right. So, anybody out there who's thinking about saying anything damaging, about the Hall of Fame or Booker T, beware.
I just want to put that out there.
Beware. On retainer, on speed dial.
Speed
you know what I mean?
Speed dial. Whole staff.
Teams.
Teams. Exactly.
Of lawyers. How many teams?
So that's going to be at 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, guys. Every month, you guys can come out to Walker Texas Lawyer Arena and check out Reality Wrestling. And you know what? As good as things have been going, we might even bump Reality Wrestling up to twice a month. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I've been really thinking about that. And that's something that we're going to have to, check out the consensus and see what the people want. It's all about the people. If the people want it, the Road Nation want it, we're definitely going to deliver it to them. If we could, do that, kind of like it'll relax the TV a little bit. It will, enable us to really focus on producing some of the best TV we possibly can. And that's what Reality of Wrestling is all about. Trying to do it, that month-to-month schedule. It does get hectic, I'm sure, for Kevin Bernhardt, who's doing not most of the work, all of the work, damn it, all of it. I'm sure it would take a load off him if we did something like that. So what do you think about that, Brad?
I think all options are on the table. And if the people of Reality of Wrestling Nation, if the people of Houston, Texas want to see it, I say, damn it, we give them what they want at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena. But again, January 13th is the first big show. And we also want to shout out to everybody listening to us right now on ESPN 97.5, 92.5 at our new time slot at 8 p.m. here Tuesday.
We moving uptown, man, like the Jeffersons, man. I mean, we moving up to that deluxe apartment in the sky. You feel me?
And I would, though, be remiss.
Brad, you don't know nothing about that, but go ahead.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. But I think we'd be remiss here. Shout out to everybody, ESPN 975. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Mr. Gow, of course, for making it possible. But also, I think we'd be remiss to not mention Patrick Creighton, whose time slot we are taking over. Patrick had late hits here for several years in this time slot, and he is moving on to greener pastures. And Patrick was really instrumental in us even coming over to ESPN 975.
Patrick was the one that got this whole thing started, man. I mean, if it wasn't for Creighton, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So big ups to Pat for moving up. There again, uptown, T-Lux apartment in the sky. I'm talking about champagne witches, caviar trees. I'm talking about steak and big cars, man. Steak and big cars.
So I owe Patrick a phone call, but definitely, Pat, shout out to you, man, for making it all possible. And we're going to hold up your time slot with the utmost, baby. Well, Bug, I mean, how did you bring in 2024? Have you done anything in these first 4 days to write home about? I know you've already got NXT out of the way, first one of the year. I've been celebrating. I went and saw the Tina Turner musical a couple nights ago. Okay. Oh, it was great, man. It was great. Yeah, it was great. And you know what? I mean, I knew a little bit about her story. I'd never seen What's Love Got to Do with It, the movie with Angela Bassett. I need to. I knew a little bit about her story, man, but man, what a rough time.
Powerful movie, man. Powerful movie. She went through a lot to come out on the other side smelling like a rose, man. She had a hell of a life. She got a story is remarkable. It really truly is, and a very, very strong woman to have been able to come through that and create what she did. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So I get it.
Her spirit, man, the human spirit and what she had in her. I mean, all the stuff she did with Ike, I mean, it's well documented, but just when you see it on the stage, you're like, man, the way this guy was. And I don't know if it was his upbringing. I don't know if it was the extracurriculars he was doing. But man, he not treat that woman with the respect that she deserved.
But
they made great music together.
Oh, but he was a hell of an artist, though, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
This dude was a genius. He really was. Ike was a genius, man, when it came to music. But most geniuses have those quirks. Most of them. It's always something that's off balance with the genius. I don't know why. I don't know what makes that happen. Like the Princes and the Michael Jacksons of the world. So creative, can do like Prince can play every instrument on and compose it and sing every part of every song on the song. It's amazing, you know what I mean, but still have those quirks. So yeah, I get it, man.
I mean, and I hear you. I mean, the music that Ike and Tina made together was phenomenal. But and you're right, a lot of people with a high level of genius in one field, sometimes more than a quirk, I guess, I mean, this was a character flaw, serious character flaw.
Oh, serious character flaw, no doubt.
But man, Tina, crazy. If y'all have a chance to, you're in the Houston area, or if it's gonna be touring the nation, you should definitely go check out Tina Turner musical, man. But you know what, Book? Talk about this new year.
New Jack City is out too right now. I think it's coming on the way. It might be even here. Go check it out. Me and Charmel, we checked out last time it was here. I tell you, man, it was awesome. Church played a hell of a role.
That's what I heard. What I heard. I saw the billboard when we were over there. I saw New Jack City was going to be at the Hobby Center, so I definitely want to check that one out. I love New Jack City. I was going to ask you though. 2024 is already off to a big bang in a lot of ways. I don't know where you want to start. Do you want to start with a new AEW champion has been crowned and Samoa Joe?
You know what? Let's start there. Let's start with Joe. I wish we had my old quote that we could pull up about Samoa Joe. I don't know if you remember what I said about Samoa Joe.
What'd you say? Remind me.
I guess it was about 3 months ago. And we were talking about was Samoa Joe was going to win the, what was going to happen with Samoa Joe in AEW. And I said, I feel like Samoa Joe is going to be the world heavyweight champion in AEW just because Tony Khan is just that type of guy. He's going to make sure it happens for Samoa Joe. And I just believe, Joe put in the work, no doubt. Joe was that soldier to say, okay, I man this ship over here at ROH. But as soon as Samoa Joe came over and enacted his clause and said, hey, I'm here, boom, they put the title on.
Yeah.
I just felt that way. And the reason why I just felt like it was rewarding for Samoa Joe and giving him his props because Joe he is that guy, man. He is that true soldier. He's that dude. You know what I mean? And he's been grinding for so long. You know what I mean? And yeah. And I wish we had that quote. We could go back and pull it up, but he's deserving of it, man. He really is.
I think that if you're looking for somebody to not only beat MJF and in that reign, but if you're looking for somebody to help bring up other guys, you can't think of a better person than Samoa Joe because he can build you up in the ring and he can build you up on the mic.
Yeah. But all right, we got to take a quick break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We got a whole lot more for you. Stick around. We'll be back. The Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Booker T, along with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And we're back with another episode. And today, we want to talk to you about something that's incredibly important, especially during this time of the year.
That's right, Booker. You know, as we head into the end of the year, it's the time for reflection, joy, and sometimes for a lot of us, a lot of stress. The holidays can be overwhelming for many, and it's okay to admit that.
Look, this time of the year can be a lot to handle, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety, but we've got something positive to share with you today.
That's right, Book. It's therapy. It's a bright spot amid all the stress and change, something you can look forward to, something that can make you feel grounded, something that equips you with the tools to manage everything that life throws at you.
And when it comes to therapy, we've got the solution for you, BetterHelp. It's convenient, flexible, and entirely online. You can match up with a licensed therapist who fits your schedule, and you can even switch therapists at any time at no extra cost.
The best part is it's so easy to get started. You just fill out a brief questionnaire just like I did. I went through the process myself. It helped match me with a licensed therapist who will help me and can help you on your journey to personal growth and well-being.
And here's the kicker, folks. You can get started today and receive 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/Booker T. That's right, BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/Booker T.
You deserve to find your bright spot this season, and BetterHelp is here to help you do just that. Don't wait. Take that positive step towards a brighter future. The Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp, professional, affordable, and convenient online counseling.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Samoa Joe is the new AEW champ. Knocked off MJF. MJF looked like he's gonna be taking some time off or something like that. I heard his name was even taken off the AEW roster page.
I saw that as well.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's happening. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What you think about Samoa Joe actually? What do you think about Samoa Joe actually being that guy?
I think he's a great selection. Just like when AEW first started and they were crowning their first world champion, it was the right call to put it on Jericho at the moment because you have a veteran presence who can help build guys, help young guys. Because it's funny, I was listening to Edge talk, or Adam Copeland, excuse me, and he was saying when he was a young guy coming up, the main eventers were always telling them the advice, like, hey, you should slow down. You don't need to do this. Do it when it's special. Do it when it's important. And he goes, and I never understood what they were talking about until I became a main event guy. And then I go, oh, I get it. And he goes, and I find myself telling them the same stuff that people told me before. So being able to work with someone who's been at that level, Samoa Joe, whether he's been a world champion or not in every company he's been in, he's acted and worked and performed like a world champion in every company that he's been in and been able to bring people up along the way. I think he was the perfect guy to pull the trigger on. And I mean, if you were to ask me, if you showed me the whole AEW roster page and said, who should beat MJF for the title, I would have picked Samoa Joe out of that lineup. So I don't think they could have gone any better with it.
No, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, one thing about something I always say about the business, if your name get there well before you do, you can say Samoa Joe. Anybody just about that knows the wrestling business is going to know who that is immediately. His name is going to get there well. He's that good. He's been around that long, and he's not just been that good in the ring. He's been that good outside of the ring as far as interviews and promos. He's been that good from a commentary perspective. Samoa Joe is literally all around. He can pretty much do it all. So he is the perfect guy, as well as when Joe is working, you believe it. I mean, you believe it, no doubt. You know, so for me, perfect guy for the job, and I'm just glad to see Samoa Joe finally get his flowers. That's all I want to say on that more than anything.
Yeah, you and I both. You and I both just so happy for Samoa Joe, and I'm happy to see what happens in AEW from that run. You know, I want to see him work with some of the talent that I think that would benefit from being around a guy like Samoa Joe. I know there was a thing that people made fun of Hangman Adam Page when he said he didn't take advice or whatever. That was a thing that the audience really made a lot of bones about. But I think that if you are going to take advice from somebody, it should be somebody who's achieved more than you have in the industry that you desire to be in. In this case, we're talking about pro wrestling. And somebody like Adam Page, I think, would match up super well with Samoa Joe. And I think it could help elevate him. You can go down the roster. I mean, go down the roster of all the young talent that they have there. I think that everybody would benefit from working with a guy like a Samoa Joe, or a guy like a Adam Copeland, or a guy like a Christian Cage, or a guy like a Chris Jericho. Anybody who has the knowledge.
No. I mean, this thing could be historic if they do it right. It really could. This could be their bloodline.
Yeah. Oh, man, look. Do you remember when Samoa Joe, this is how great Samoa Joe is. Samoa Joe, this is
hell out of me.
He beat the hell out of you in Houston at Victory Road 04. Beat the hell out of you. Choked you out, I believe, if I remember the end of that match correctly.
Bloody and everything, man.
Bloody and everything. And you don't blade for just anybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Ixnay on the blade. You don't. Not anybody can beat up Booker T. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. But my point is, if you remember when he was in WWE, it was during Brock's like reign of terror, where like Brock, no one was beating Brock for the world championship. He was the guy. This is after he defeats Cena and Taker and all that stuff. And he had a program with Samoa Joe going to the hilariously titled pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire. If you remember Great Balls of Fire.
I do remember that.
And this is how good he is. Samoa Joe talked an audience into tuning into a show called Great Balls of Fire, and we thought that he was going to walk out the world champion during the most impressive, unstoppable reign in world championship history, with Brock Lesnar defeating The Undertaker's undefeated streak at Mania, defeating John Cena in a squash match at SummerSlam. Samoa Joe's that good. We thought he was going to beat Brock at Great Balls of Fire. It was incredible.
Very convincing, man. Very convincing. It don't get no realer than watching a guy like Samoa Joe go inside the 20 by 20 and do his work. I put my stamp of approval on guys like Samoa Joe every day. That's why I don't put too many guys over like I put Joe over throughout my career. I don't think I put too many guys over like that. And the reason why Joe went over the way he did in Houston, Texas was just tradition. You know, just tradition for me to go out here and really make this kid shot in my hometown, when I could easily say, man, I'm not doing that in my hometown. No, that's when you're supposed to do it, in your hometown. And for me, that was one of my most memorable matches, working with Samoa Joe and, you know, doing the right thing for him, giving Samoa Joe his flowers, because even back then I thought Samoa Joe was that good.
Yeah, I mean, he was also, like you said, when the name got there before he did, when TNA first started, the two names that I would hear about who I had no idea who they were before were AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
And those were the ones that you tuned in to see from the young side. So shout out to Joe. But I did have to ask you about this. You mentioned like this could be their bloodline story. So if we can go from one Samoan named Joe to another one, which is Roman Reigns, I wanted to ask you about the thing that we saw on day one, WWE day one. Triple H had put it out there that there's going to be a former WWE champion making his return to the company. And they did this segment great, by the way. They started off, the music hits, they build it up. It's Jinder Mahal, which I think I actually think he's underutilized, because I think he's really good at what he does.
Yeah.
He goes out there. And I want to say this too, before we get to who it was that came out. Jinder was so smart, because when he did the bit where he sang the United States national anthem in Punjabi, and then the people booed him, and he goes, "You're booing your own national anthem." I thought that was such a good thing. I don't know who came up with that, but that's such a funny little bit that he did there, and I thought that was a really good heel moment.
Yeah.
But then the music hits. It's The Rock. Rock comes out, does a promo, thing with Jinder, which he had a really great line. He goes,
man. You know what though? Take away from that, it was The Rock, of course, and people are to be excited. But the excitement in the arena, man, it felt like it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this one area, and this guy he threw his arms up like this, and his arms looked like a goalpost. It seemed like they were so long. And the thing is, he's like in the arena, and he's way back, but I can see that so clearly. But everybody like came up and went nuts, And I tell you, man, that's what I missed. That's the beauty of the business right there. That old school pop, that Road Warrior 86, 87 pop, man.
That pop, man.
Never gets old. It never
huge
gets old,
pop.
Man. It was amazing to watch that audience, watch that crowd, pretty much come alive. It's unbelievable.
In San Diego, yeah, shout out to San Diego because they were on their feet. There wasn't anybody in the building that wasn't, and he definitely lives up to his moniker. He has an electrifying feel when he comes through the curtain. But first of all, I love the line that he gave to Jinder. He goes, "No one likes you, and you're not funny. If you were one of the Rock's movies, you'd be Baywatch." and then Jinder goes, "I've never seen it." And The Rock goes, "Nobody saw it." And he goes, but then he set him up. You telling me you haven't seen it? It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Right.
But he does the stuff with Jinder, slams him down, people's elbow. And then after all that's over, this is what people are talking about. He picks the microphone back up and he says, The Rock was hungry. Should The Rock, should The Rock go get something and sit in a booth? Should The Rock go and sit at the bar? Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? And this was a bit of a tease people are picking up on of the long-standing, I feel like 3 years rumored, of The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Do you think that this was the hat tipping to that way?
It's got a buzz. Everybody talking about it. I think that's modus operandi. I think that's what that is more than anything. For me, you don't want to let that thing simmer too long, because The Rock, come on. How many times? Father time waits for no man. That's just the way it is. So for The Rock to get it done, this would be a great time for it. You know what I mean? For Roman as well. Roman's in his prime at the height of his title reign. It's not going to get any higher than this. So if it is that time to pull the trigger, hey man, pull the trigger. But right now it's time for me to pull the trigger because I got to take a break. Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up, BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, BlueChew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. BlueChew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. But yeah, man, The Rock's back. Rock got a little time off, right now with everything going on in Hollywood, might as well come over here and, keep yourself in shape. What I always say, time off is your worst enemy. You don't want that. You don't want that. You want to stay active. You want to stay in the game. You want to never pull yourself out of the game. So I get it.
But let me ask you this, though. Okay, let's say they do The Rock versus Roman, and you would think a match like that would have to be at a WrestleMania. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but you would expect for it to be.
Oh, yeah.
What does that do for Cody? Because it seemed like even on television, they'd been teasing to Cody Rhodes, finally finishing the story. There's been some teases of him and Roman in a rematch. People felt like you either pull the trigger on Cody now or it's not going to get pulled.
I'm going to refer to Mark Henry on that.
What did Mark Henry say?
I don't know, but that guys like Mark Henry. But those are the type of guys that book the show. I don't book the show. I don't like booking the angles. I don't know what's going to happen with Cody, but I do know if The Rock is, got some time off, and this may be a window. Business is fluid. Sometimes the card is subject to change. So that's I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, to me, it would be difficult. It would be difficult because if you have long-term plans, you look at long-term health of the product. I'll just put it this way. This is how I see it. You say, well, you know what? We need to solidify Cody as a guy, one of the guys. I'm not saying he's not there yet, but sometimes, when you get that crowning moment, quite literally, at a stage like WrestleMania, and you defeat Roman Reigns, who's been the champion for several years, puts you in a different echelon than you were previously. Now, if I'm looking for a huge number for a singular event, it's hard to pass up on The Rock versus Roman. It's hard.
WrestleMania is a singular event, and
right.
Exactly. So I don't know how many other guys going to come out of that curtain and get that pop like that, and the fans do what they did. That's just it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I think it's not. I don't think it's a no-brainer. I think it's difficult.
It's nothing against the talent on the roster or anything like that, but when you have an opportunity, it's just like we had a chance to get what's that pitcher? Came in Roger Clemens, right?
Yeah.
Roger Clemens came in.
The Rocket.
The Rocket. Roger Clemens came in. He didn't even have to show up for practice. All he had to do was, I'm serious, right?
We just need you to pitch.
Just if you could throw this many innings, that's all we need. We ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gotta do, bro. So what do you think the guys, on the team was saying? Man, saying, man, we don't want the Rocket. Oh man, I can't wait to get a spot like that. If you're not thinking like that, you're thinking, the wrong direction. You should be thinking, man, I got to get. That's where I want to be at, in this business.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens because look, the only thing I will say is that WWE has so many international pay-per-views planned this year that The Rock could conceivably, let's say he wrestles at the Elimination Chamber in Australia, say he wrestles at Backlash in France, in front of, because I imagine those are going to be at stadiums. Like Elimination Chamber is going to have 50, 60,000 people in
there. Yeah.
They just announced today Money in the Bank's going to be in Toronto this year. So, there's a lot of opportunity out there for you to do that match at a different stage, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. SummerSlam's going to be where?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's a lot right there on the table. It's a lot to digest. It's like everything's fluid. Sometimes you got to go with what's hot. That's just the way the business is. It's always been that way.
Right. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what. I mean, again, it's hard to turn down The Rock. It's hard to say no, brother. We creative has nothing for you. You know what I mean? You say the hell with creative. We'll figure it out on the fly.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So we'll see. But Book, now those are some of the big wrestling stories. But we do have a shorter show today, and we have a lot of super chats that are coming in. Should we flip over to the chats to make sure we have enough time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this is the first one of the year. The first one of 2024 is coming in right now.
Super chat.
And DJ 1491 has it. Man, Cat Williams was going in on Club Shay Shay. Look, what would you do if someone insulted you and your queen when you saw them in public? Yeah. Did you see all this stuff with Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp?
I did, man. I mean, he dropped a bomb on just about everybody, man. And I don't know what I don't know why people do that. I don't know what. That's deep rooted, man. That's a lot of pain, built up frustration. That's a lot of anger. That's a lot of resentment coming out. It just came all the way out. And I don't know what that life is like, but it seems like that, Hollywood life like that is so like crab in a bucket, man. It's like they don't want to see anybody make it because it's only a few spots. You know what I mean? And we got to fill these spots. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand it. And I've seen it, throughout my life, even in this business, how people are like that, but for him to come out the way he did, he unloaded, bro. And I wouldn't want to be one of the guys, in his line of fire.
He unloaded is a polite way of putting it. I mean, he threw everybody under the bus, and took responsibility for things like ending Steve Harvey's stand-up career, saying that Cedric the Entertainer, who we've had on this program, never wrote any of his own stuff. I mean, he was going after people, man. Kevin Hart was an industry plant, was going after Ricky Smiley. I mean, just everybody was catching bullets.
Yeah.
From Cat. And here's the thing. This is what I don't like, because I'm a fan of everyone I just named. Plus, I'm a fan of Cat Williams. The Pimp Chronicles and it's Pimpin' are two of my favorite stand-up specials of all time. If you ever want to laugh, you just go watch Polo Tink Tink, the bit that Cat Williams has. It kills me every time. So it's hard for me to see somebody who I hold in such a special place, I guess, as a comic, go after other people, man, when it's not warranted. Because to me, I practice the philosophy of if you don't have anything nice to say about somebody, you don't say anything at all. And I watch Club Shay Shay semi-regularly. I saw the interview with Steve Harvey. I don't think he mentioned Cat Williams' name once. Now, I could be wrong. I don't remember him saying anything about Cat Williams. Kevin Hart wasn't saying anything about Cat Williams.
You can tell that stuff goes way back, man. You can tell.
I know, but when do you leave that back? When do you leave that in the past? Because for Cat, he said everything's going good.
Now the thing is, I mean, it's going good for him just because he's self-made. He's gone out there, put the work in.
Yeah, respect.
But he's talking about how much better it could be for him if it wasn't for these kind of shenanigans going on behind the back, tricks, backbiting and stuff like that. I think that's what he's talking about. No, go ahead.
But okay. I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge probably some of that happened, if not a lot of what he said happened. I have no reason to say it's true or false because I don't know. But why do you broadcast it? What's that going to do for you?
No, the reason why I me personally, I wouldn't broadcast it either. But like I say, these guys, they are still in the business today. Mm-hmm. They're still having to work together or not work together because of these kind of animosities. He's on his own now. He's making his own money. So now he ain't got to worry about trying to work with these guys and make money with them. So now I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say. That's what it's all about these days as far as just social media life. When you got your own platform, you can pretty much say
trend.
Yeah, you want to trend. You want to make news. You want to say something. So I think that's what that is more than anything. Should he have said it? I mean, that's here nor there. But like I said, those guys are still working today. It ain't like they're retired or anything. They still got to make a dime. You know what I mean? They still got to go out there and hustle. And then you see somebody like Cat Williams and the way he's hustling. And then you see someone like Steve Harvey, the way he's hustling. Who you think got the better hustle?
Steve.
You're damn right. You know what I mean? And you might be hot about that. You might resent that because you know you could have been in that same position if someone would have helped you up a little bit.
I mean, I feel that. I just think it's whack.
I don't care. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all. But I do think that's probably the
Where he's thinking.
Grief. Yeah, I think that's the grief behind all this. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you know what? Much love to from a comedy tip. All the guys mentioned, plus DL, plus Bernie, plus Cat. They're all legends in my eyes, man. Let's see. No Gimmicks guy just gave us 14 Canadian, so we appreciate that. No Gimmicks. If you have a question, give us something.
Baby, blue check.
John JID 999. Oh well, I guess we got to go to a break. Book. Should we take this on the other side of the break?
Yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and read it.
Okay. Who had more of an impact in the territory days, Roddy Piper or Sergeant Slaughter? Hope y'all's holidays went well in 2024, being a good year.
Guys, stick around. We'll answer that when we come back. Back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Gametime, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Gametime is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Gametime has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Gametime, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Gametime guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere. Gametime will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Gametime. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Gametime now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Just download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Gee, guarantee. Oh, yes. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I see the super chats coming in hot and heavy, man. But to answer that question right there, who had the most impact, in the territories? Was it Piper or Slaughter? For me, Piper was a guy, man. There again, his name got there before he got there. Everybody knew about Roddy Piper before the WWF days, the WWE. Before all of that, we knew who Piper was. My thing is, I really didn't get to know Sergeant Slaughter till he was in the WWE. That's when his name really started, burning up, and start, blazing through the, the ranks and whatnot, just because of, the angles that he was doing. He was All-American, then he turned against America. And, when that happened, his name really blew up. So I think as far as the territories, I would give that hat to Roddy Piper. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you would know a little bit better than I about, who had an impact in the territory days. I'm inclined to say Roddy Piper. I do know that Slaughter was a massive star, especially in the AWA, which I guess you could technically consider a territory, being in that Minneapolis, Minnesota area. And I think Slaughter got the G.I. Joe before he went to WWF, if memory serves me correct. So he had definitely a big presence, because I think back in the day, AWA was that when they were on ESPN? Or it wasn't AWA on ESPN for a second?
I don't think they were on ESPN. I think they were
on something.
I think they're TBS or something like that, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. But so anyway, my point is, I'm more inclined to say Roddy Piper. because I know he did a lot in San Diego and in Southern California, a lot of shows at the Cow Palace.
Yeah,
Did some
Canada.
stuff
He
in
did
Canada
he was a draw. He was a
and in
draw.
Oregon.
He was a draw pretty much everywhere, and that's why I say I would give that hat as far as who had the most impact. I would say Piper.
Yeah, so there you have it. Our next one here comes from, let me pull this back up. I'm getting a little bit mixed up on my screen here. Here we go. The next one comes from Mike Edwards, who says, Happy New Year, guys. Man, this Royal Rumble is going to be one for the ages. When do you think Damian Priest should cash in his briefcase?
You don't know, man. That's a hard question. I never had the briefcase myself, so it wasn't a question I had to ever answer or anything like that. But Damian Priest is, I think Damian Priest has proved he's a player. He's a guy that has grown exponentially over the last year and a half, 2 years. He's a totally different guy. So I think when he does cash in, I think it'll be the right time. The question is he ready, for that spot when that moment happens?
Yeah, so it's, to me, I think that what you just said, I think he definitely has solidified himself in this last run with the Judgment Day as a player. Now, the question is he a world champion? Can he run with that ball?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's exactly
yeah. And the answer is I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not sure.
The thing is, you're not going to know until it happens.
Until it happens. That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't know until we see what he does, because using the Money in the Bank thing, going back to it, when Edge was the first one to cash in the Money in the Bank on Cena, I remember going, Edge is the WWE champion? What? I did not buy into it. But then over those first 3-4 weeks of his run,
you realize
I think it was 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you go, oh man, I hate this guy.
Then you go, Edge is good.
Edge is great.
Yeah.
And the rated R stuff and he went to the next level with it. Yeah. So sometimes that title can elevate not only how the fans see you, but almost how you perform. And, we talk about it in UFC and boxing. The championship makes you 30% better. I think that's true in wrestling as well. So we don't know until we see Damian do it. But, he's got to do it soon, though. He's going to run out of that Money in the Bank. It's coming up in July. So he's got to have to do it here in the next, 5-6 months. And we'll see where it goes for him. But the Royal Rumble is going to be stacked. It's going to be stacked, man. CM Punk's in the Royal Rumble. Cody's in the Royal Rumble. Randy's in the Royal Rumble.
Keep it rolling, man. We got super chats.
Oh, that's right. We got a bunch of super chats. The next one. Here we goes. Our first one of the year.
Give us some Roni, brother. Oh, yeah.
Cali Toenail.
Who you with, dog?
Who you with? What up, BT? What up, Boat? 2024. Let the good times roll. NXT was fire. Joaquin Wild catapult spot, man. Yeah, lots of what the hells.
Hell yeah. I even said, damn it, on television this week. I lost it a little bit, man. But that catapult was sweet, man, to see those guys do that, because he was like way out of range. It was like, no way he's going to be able to make that. And he did it like with the greatest of ease. So awesome, man. I'll tell you, NXT kicked off the year with a bang, too. I mean, I think that first show of the year was smoking, man. It was smoking. Trick Williams went out there and did his thing with Grayson Waller. I couldn't wait to see him get the hell beat out of him, because he was, they had the show here in Houston. He was, all over my wife when she took my kids down there, but he knows whose city this is. He knows. Yeah.
Grayson Waller, you better watch out, son. You don't want it out of that. Our next one here, I know we're pressed for time, comes from Demarius Oliver. What up, Demarius? Happy New Year, fellas. 2024 is going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones.
Cooking for about 3 days, meat just falling all off the bone. It's going to be that type of 2024. Hey, if you get a chance, make sure you watch reality wrestling, man. Make sure, because reality wrestling 2024 is going to be different. It's going to be special. Stay tuned.
Yeah, a lot coming out here in the coming weeks. Eric Lamar says, thoughts on Hammerstone, and if you would like to see him in NXT. I also thought, also thoughts on Brooks Jensen. In my opinion, he could be a heck of an underdog babyface one day.
Yeah, man. Brooks is definitely a guy that he's got it. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do. I'm not going to give him a stamp of approval that quick or anything like that. But Hammerstone, let's get to him. That dude right there, I would like to see him get a shot. I really would. I'm serious. I really would like to see that guy get a shot. I think he covers all those bases. He checks off all of those boxes. I haven't seen a whole lot of his work or anything like that. I think he's MLW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Coming out of, I think he's out of contract now.
Yeah. But I would love to see that guy get a shot.
Hey, maybe you will. This next one again from Callie Toenail. Nia Jax is her. On another note, I honestly thought Rhea was going to lose. Ivy was like a pit bull out there. She almost had a lock on that title. Crazy. Shout out to Ivy now. That's her first Raw match, and it was against the world champion in Rhea Ripley on the first day of the year. Shout out to Ivy.
She's stepping up too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she really has stepped up. You know, you look at somebody like Ivy and you throw her in the deep water and you wonder if she's going to sink or swim. You know what I mean? It's just one of those type of things that she swam very, very well, as far as I'm concerned. And to go out there on that stage and do as well as she did, I give her big props. You know, she was, she came to reality wrestling. You know, she's had a moment at reality wrestling, and we were so proud to have Ivy here, and now to see her on the big stage is even sweeter.
Yeah, it's awesome. Shout out to her. They had a hell of a match too on day one. Gino Ventura. Hey, Book and Brad, how come no one considered that Roman Reigns has multiple titles and can defend them both separately? Cody can also win in a triple threat too. I believe they unified that title, Gino. I think it's one championship now. Yeah. But they could, Rock, Roman, Cody, triple threat? Maybe?
I mean, it sounds good to me. I like
the way that Rock won't have to lose, but not have to win the title. I don't know. It could be a thing. Yeah. We have two more, so we got to get to them. Thanks for the question, Gino. Book Brad, what's in store for the Hall of Fame in 2024? More in store in 2024. What? Much love. I think we always lots going on, Book. We got a lot going on. We got too much going on.
Seriously, just stay tuned. We got a lot of breaking news that we're going to be breaking here over the next, I don't know. I don't even want to say it. But we got a lot of, stuff.
Soon.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff in the frying pan right now. So we do know this. Reality wrestling is going to be as big as hottest year that we've had in our inception. Since our inception, seriously.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. And our last super chat of the day, No Gimmicks Guy, Hall of Fame. Hey, Book, what's up with that sucker Ahmed Johnson running his mouth about your business and challenging you to a fight and a debate? What are you going to do about that, fool? Why? You know what? I don't know if you even need to acknowledge this.
What can the debate be on? You know what I mean?
I would like to moderate it. This would be fun.
I've achieved more in my professional career in my life than Tony Norris will ever achieve in his life. And that's a guy you've read my book. You read my book from Prison to Promise. You read my book.
I did.
And it tells you my whole story. And for me to end up where I've ended up and landed on my feet, it's amazing. It's amazing. All through hard work, determination, and just believing in myself, But someone like Tony Norris, we have nothing to debate against about, as well as I think I read that he challenged me to a fight. Okay, now, I do want to address that because I ain't running, I ain't hiding or anything like that. I think he invited me to his dojo to fight. We're gonna go over here a few seconds. You can clean it up. But he said he invited me to his dojo. Now, I can say this. I'm not going to sue Tony Norris if he was to run up on me and hit me or do something like that. I'm not going to sue. All right. If Ahmed Johnson see me and I see him in his own. All right. I'm just going to say that. But I'm not going to go somewhere and engage in, combat because that's just not something, I do at this age. It's just not, appropriate. But there again, I'm not running, I ain't hiding or anything like that. But there is no debate other than Tony. I don't know what I want to say Ahmed Johnson. That's not his name. Tony Norris is nothing more than a low down, notorious, lying piece of what. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. You know what? I got one more thing. I got one more thing to say. You got to clean this up. Because I met Johnson said he wanted to know where all this stuff started from. He said, I started it. I started with him. Ahmed Johnson actually went on record and said that he tried to sabotage my career in WCW in a match. This is something that he said on record, and he doesn't know where this started from. So Ahmed Johnson needs to check himself, and get his records right. Maybe he doesn't remember this stuff. Maybe he's getting old. And I tell my wife to check me when I don't remember stuff. Check yourself, man. We got to get up out of here. Well, thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne. Hey, look here. It's 2024, y'all. It's a new year. It's going to be the biggest, baddest, fastest, hottest year that we've ever had here inside the Hall of Fame, reality wrestling, all that. We want you guys to step in and get your champagne, which is caviar. We love you. And we out. Peace.